What's up, ladies and gentlemen? And I have a video that needs to be heard by all football gaming fans right now. Whether you play UFL, FC, eFootball, or all of the above, or any of the two, whatever. Because this is something that I've been saying for a long time, especially within UFL and eFootball, and when I dabble in FC25. You'll see my last video and some of the highlights from it, and it was literally titled FC25 Dominance in Foot Champs and Zero Satisfaction. Literally talking about EA Sports once again ruining FC25. And I want you to listen here to Nick. You don't have to like Nick, by the way, which I like him. I'm a fan of him, always have been. I feel like he speaks facts. I feel like there's a while there where he was kind of tiptoeing back in the day, seemingly to be on EA Sports' good side, but he stopped that. And he talks about now how he actually was tiptoeing around this, what he's about to say. But I want you to listen to this and then tell me if it sounds familiar. Now, that's not to say just because much of what I say is what Nick is going to talk about, and because Nick says it, it means it's right. It's not that at all. It's just that sometimes when people speak from a different perspective, explain things in a different way, it makes more sense, right, than another person saying the same thing, but just the way they explain it. So maybe that will get through. I know I'm getting through to many of you, but I know there's some that kind of get tired of hearing the negativity from me, whether it's from UFL or eFootball or FC. But this is just the fact of the matter with these football games, right? I'm not going to lie and just act like everything's great in these games, especially when you put money in each and every game. When these development companies are taking people's money, when people put time and effort and believe in these games, and these have been a big part of our lives, right? This stuff matters. So I want you to listen up here and tell me what you think about this, and then we will talk about it. But I do want you to leave in the comments what you think at the end of this video.
All right, guys, I just took like a 10-minute walk because I crashed out of my stream playing this game. I literally crashed out. I hit my desk like a little baby. I threw my mic, and it's like, this game this year, it's bringing out the worst person in me, bro. I could be having the best day, and then I play this game, and I know you say it's just pixels, it's only a game. But for those of you guys that have been watching me, oh my God, man, if you're qualified to have an opinion on this, like you've played FIFA 23 and before, not just this is your first FIFA, like surely I'm not alone here. Like this game is, I don't even know what I'm playing. The skill in this game. Look, I want to say before we get into anything in this video, because I feel like I owe you guys this video, because I feel like I have been dancing around this for a while this year. I've been trying my best to keep the daily streams, to keep the positivity. Like it is so hard.
So I want to touch base on this real quick because I feel like this all the time, right? I'm playing the game and I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to find the positives. But if you see negatives and you're an honest person, it's so hard to bite your tongue. Like, what are you saying? And so when you do kind of hide what you're truly feeling, what you're seeing, and you know that some people are looking to you for guidance because they might not be as experienced in these games, right? I've been literally playing these games my whole life. I've gotten to a high level where a lot of players aspire to get to. And so many of these people are following my lead, which means if I lead them down a bad path, that's on me, right? They're going to look at me like, what the heck? For example, eFootball. If I don't tell the truth about what happens when you get to the higher levels and I just promote the game like I have been heavily, which is because it is a great football game at its core. And at the beginning, when you're learning and you're playing AI as you do in eFootball, and then you eventually get to PvP and it becomes a disaster because of all the low-level players, not even playing football, and it ruins the experience for anybody trying to play football, right? So if I don't speak about that and just try to stay positive, oh my gosh, everything's great about the game, and just show the highlights and look at how great these goals are, this is true football, but I don't show all the BS, the spamming through ball, rush defense meta, the smart assist abusers, no matter what rank they are, you're playing top ranked world players and they're using smart assist. Like if I don't talk about that, many of these players will waste their time and get to the point where I'm at and say, what the heck? Why? They don't want to play. They have no reason to. Or at least give them the choice. But you have to be honest, even if it's a lot of negativity, because I know some people will say, most people get it, right? And I appreciate that. And I just want you to know I'm literally doing it because as a player, I would want to know these things. But there are some that literally are like, want me to be fake, basically. Like, man, it's so exhausting when you're talking about the games like this and you're so negative and they just want me to be happy-go-lucky and they want to watch me play and they love my tactics, but please don't be so negative about the games. I'm just giving you the truth. Ultimately, it's to help you, the players, know what's going on from my perspective, right? This is my expertise from playing. That's a lot of the reason why many of you watch me. So for many of you, I'm hoping that you see that if I tell you this, it might save you from wasting your time. I mean, I literally get no benefit from telling people not to play these games that I do content on. But I'm not going to be a liar. UFL is another example, a very negative game right now because it's full of exploits. It's not skill-based, right? It is my most viewed game. I started my channel around that game, but I'm not going to lie to players. However, even though most, like I said, understand that there's still going to be some that are like, all you do is talk crap about the game. All you do is talk trash. You just want to rage bait people and be mad all the time. That's not it at all. I'm literally a football player at heart. I'm not Nick Runs the Foot Market. I don't do this for a living. Literally, I'm just telling you the truth based on what I'm experiencing, even though it could cost me views. It could cost me people watching, my channel because of all the negativity and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest. If all three games are great, or two of the three, or one, I would say that. But that's just not the case right now. So let's keep listening.
When this is the product that EA Sports has released, not only that when this is the product, also when we have other games out like Konami and these other games that release equally horrible products. So let's talk. And look, I want you guys to understand, you're clicking on this video because one, you're like, okay, he's crying again. Two, I can relate to this. Or, three, I want to hear his opinion. I want you guys to know I'm very blessed, bro. I've been doing this for 9 years. I have the best job in the world. My idea of being able to, and at this point, you guys are supporting to an extent like anything I do. And I want you guys to know I'm very grateful for that. Like, we've been posting football uploads on another channel for like 2 years. Those have been doing so well. Like, I've loved it and I've needed it because what EA has done to this game from FIFA to FC, I don't know what it is. Am I just growing out of it? To those that have been playing this game for like 9, 10 years, even more, 15, is it just me or is EA completely ruining gameplay? I mean, it's slow, delayed, over-animated. Everything is beneficial to defenders. I mean, guys, I played someone today who was 13-0, and he didn't even player switch one time. He just spammed offside traps, had hole and marking passing lanes. For me, this game is pure brain rot. This game used to have semi-skill, semi-left stick, semi-attacking importance, and EA is just turning it into a casino store pack defensive simulator. I am losing my mind every single time I play this game. This year specifically has been the most I've ever struggled because I think it's the least logical FIFA we have ever had in terms of just overall consistency. And I can't believe how much more effective it is to spam defensive meta tactics than it is to actually try to attack on this game. And if you do, it's just L1 through ball spam and glitchy stuff. It's so backwards. I crash out daily. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments, bro. What is your vibe check on this game? I feel like I want to talk to you guys about this. Obviously, you guys can tell from the content, I'm not loving this game this year. I didn't like last year's game much either. And it freaking sucks because I've been playing FIFA my whole life. And I feel like I owe it to everybody to always be doing this game. But I tell you, man, this game, it has been a struggle. And I know you guys going to be like, oh, this is like, you get to do this every day for a job. Bro, trust me. The struggle of playing this game is better than having any other real job. I understand that. I'm just talking to you guys as a gamer yourself and me as a gamer. Like the state of this game. Take me out of being in this job position. Take yourself out with that opinion that you're going to be like, oh, you're so lucky to do this. Trust me, I know. I'm very grateful.
So there's so much to unpack there. First off, like I said earlier, I don't do this full time right now, right? I do this because it's a passion of mine. If I ever get the chance and I'm lucky enough to do this full time, that would be the most humbling, amazing thing. But, I'm just doing it right now because it's a passion and we'll go from there. With that being said, just like Nick said, you can't blame him for telling the truth. He's actually helping all the players, all the people that watch him who play these games, right? In his case, FC. In my case, FC or UFL or eFOOTBALL, right? So you can't say, oh, you get to do this for a living, you're lucky. Well, for one, I don't. But you can't say, oh, you're just being so negative because, like I said, it only hurts me. It doesn't help me. Again, not Nick, where I can just say whatever I want and still get the views. He's at that point. He even says it. People will watch whatever he covers. He could literally do like cartoon breakdowns and people will view his videos. People will view his streams. I'm not at that point, but I still put it on the line to be honest because I truthfully feel that that is the way to go. Being a con man, being a nonsense content creator like a lot of these people, right, who literally thrive on dishonesty, they might get views and stuff. That's not going to be me. I'd rather not be a content creator at all. But I do feel like the people who see the point in what I'm doing far outweigh those people who criticize me and don't understand it. With that being said, I talk about FIFA all the time and talk about maybe going there because at least the better player wins. Obviously, I respect Nick. I like believe what he's saying, and I also, like I said, have this video where the last time I played, I did great in Foot Champs and still said, I had no satisfaction. I didn't go back because I'd been down that road so many times, and I know that if you do the same thing over and over and expect different results, that's insanity. I'm not going to be insane and go back. And I'm not insane for playing eFootball right now because there's still hope. Because at the core of eFootball, it's a great game. That's where me and Nick might veer a little bit, where I think he truly believes overall eFootball is just a bad game. I see that the player base is making eFootball a bad game. And Konami is catering to that player base, a low-level loser player base that plays a football simulator not to play football, that plays a football simulator, gets high rankings using Smart Assist. Yes, I know it just came in this last phase, but the fact that these top-ranked players jumped right on allowing the AI to make their decisions for them, right? I played that player. You can check the stream. Top 100 player. I score a goal on him, a great goal. He actually scores to tie it up, then outplays me, but he was so insecure at halftime, he switches on Smart Assist and then turned to a total rat second half. We look at the ranking at the end, top 100 player. I'm 1 month into eFootball, right? And this kind of thing happens over and over. Not that exact thing, but something similar. And UFL, every game's all about exploits. So when I say I might go back to FIFA, I might go back to FC, look, I know these things Nick says, and you can see by the video that you're watching right now, if you go listen to actual commentary and see even just the title of it, right? I left the game after this. I dominated and said it wasn't even fun and left because I saw they were ruining their game. Now, UFL, I saw they were ruining their game and they kept going in that direction. And look, I don't cover it. I don't care about views or clicks or nothing. I just try to warn you guys and try to be helpful to those who are still playing right now, but I tell the truth about the game. eFootball, I feel like they're going down the same path where players are going to end up saying, I'm done. And if you see a lot of the content going around right now, including that, I think his name's Indominator, saying the same thing as me. So obviously I'm seeing the same things as other people. I'm literally just trying to warn you guys. So it stinks that these football games are in such a negative place right now. And if you're being honest, this is how your channel is going to look. If you cover football games like I do, this is just how it is. Rats this, exploits that, but that's just the truth. If and when I should say, right, all the games are good, you're going to see nothing but positivity. Not to mention, if you look at a lot of the videos I put out, I do praise the games when they deserve to be praised. Look at a lot of my early UFL videos, my eFootball videos, even the FC ones after the patch, right? It's just being honest, and that's how I'm always going to be. So if you appreciate honesty, then this is a channel for you. If you want just happy-go-lucky, lie to me, con me, whatever, then I'm not the guy for you. There's plenty of content creators that do that aren't honest, that just want clicks and views, that will make tactics videos when they know damn well the videos they're providing aren't going to help because the game's full of exploits, right? When they put 7 different tactics videos out and call all of them meta, knowing that they don't use any of them, they just want more and more views and clicks, and you get what I'm saying. If I ever make it as a full-blown content creator where that's my full-time job, right, it will never ever be on dishonesty or being a con man or lying or sugarcoating content. And that's why I appreciate Nick. So it's motivating to see that someone as successful as him, there's still those people over in his channel saying the same thing, calling him a crybaby, saying, why are you so negative? Or you play football for a living, shut up, and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, he's just being honest. That's what we should want from content creators, right? This is an age or an era, whatever you want to call it, where these are the people we get guidance from for video games, for anything that we do, right? And so if you're going to follow someone, you're going to want honesty, or you should. right? You shouldn't want someone BSing you, and that's just something you'll never get from me. So, again, it stinks that these games are in a negative spot, but let's hope they get better. For me, my main game right now, it's eFootball. I'm in the top 1.5% of players. I know I'm doing well. I'm in Division 2 on the hunt for Division 1. I just came out with another great tactics setup that is working well, and that will be out tomorrow. I'm sharing content, all these things, right? So why I'm telling you this is that nothing changes, right? I debated going to FC. Obviously, this video really helped persuade me away from that, but the only reason was to show people, look, at least the better player wins here. Yes, it's arcade football. Yes, it's not anywhere near that realism that you get from eFootball, that satisfaction that I get from succeeding in eFootball, similar to real football. I only get that in eFootball. I don't get that in FC or UFL, right? Because in eFootball, I feel like that struggle to make things happen is very similar. And then when those beautiful passing sequences and beautiful goals that come from those, when those come off, it's the best feeling, right? But you have so many players ruining it with the nonsense. And not to mention, eFootball does have some goofy stuff that goes on, right? Let's just be honest. So it's not perfect by any means. None of these games are. But eFootball is the closest, in my opinion, and they always have been, to that realistic feel. The highs, the lows, all the in-betweens of true football. It's not just arcade nonsense, dribbled up and down the field with one player, ping passes in 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? Even though the defense is totally ridiculous. Like I said, there's some things that are nonsense that are not realistic, and Konami shoots themselves in the foot a lot. I use the analogy that it's like Picasso making a masterpiece and then taking a crap all over it. That's literally what it seems like Konami does. Making such a great game and then putting all this AI assistance and just watering down, killing what could be a great game, right? Adding smart assists to all PvP, so you have these loser high-level players using it, which, again, I think that's because Konami knows they want these players to keep paying, and these losers just want to win at something bad enough in life that they will take the bait and use smart assists and keep playing and keep spending money. But the only way this is ever going to get fixed, which is another big reason why I always am telling the truth and speaking up about these issues, the only way these problems ever get resolved, the only way FC25 ever got a patch, which, yeah, they're going back down the same path they always do in self-sabotaging, but the only way eFootball is ever going to start going in the right direction is if we speak up. No matter how big or how small you are, right? You might not even have a channel, but just putting a comment or 2 or 3 on social media, right? If everyone takes the stance of, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, and just ignores it, right? The problem won't get solved. Everyone has to do their part who wants to see real football and who wants to see eFootball great. Everyone has to do their part for UFL to actually turn into a good game, and for strikers to actually get all these exploits out, if they even can. Everyone's got to keep speaking up to get FC25 to stop going in the terrible direction back to where they were before the patch, where they finally had some people actually happy about the game for the first time in years. So as football gamers, we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to be honest with these games we're playing, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. And so I hope, in the meantime, you keep grinding, you keep having fun, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.